If God hears you, do you wonder sometimes if He really does? Do you speak the words of your heart, but feel like they fall silent into an empty space? Do you ask for help, for peace, for answers, and wonder if your voice is even reaching the heavens? I've been there too. In the quiet moments, when it feels like your prayers are just whispers against the vastness of the universe, and you wonder, does God hear me? When the pain is too much to carry, when the loneliness is too deep to bear, when the weight of your questions feels too heavy for your heart, it's easy to feel like you're shouting into the void. But listen carefully. God hears you. He doesn't just hear your words. He hears your heart, your soul, your silent tears and unspoken longings. The Lord is near to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and His ears are attentive to their cry. Psalm 34:15. Even when you cannot find the right words, He understands the language of your spirit. He knows the tears you cannot speak, the fears too deep to voice. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Romans chapter 8:26. And He is not distant. He is Emmanuel, God with us, closer than the air you breathe, present in your pain, tender in your weakness, faithful in your silence. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24. Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Jeremiah 33:3. God heard them, and He still hears you. David poured out his soul to God in psalms of anguish, joy, repentance, and hope. Time and again, God responded, not always immediately, but always intimately. David was called a man after God's own heart, not because he was perfect, but because he turned to God with raw honesty. And God always heard him. See Psalms 6:13-51. Hannah, heartbroken and barren, wept before the Lord with such sorrow that the priest thought she was drunk. But God heard her silent cry and gave her Samuel, a prophet who would change history. 1 Samuel chapter 1. The woman with the issue of blood, too ashamed to speak aloud, simply touched the hem of Jesus' garment, and in that quiet act of faith, He stopped everything for her. He felt her need before she ever uttered a word. Mark 5:25-34. Elijah, hiding in a cave, discouraged and afraid, felt utterly alone. But God met him not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in a still, small voice. 1 Kings 19. The thief on the cross, in his final breaths, said only, "Remember me." And Jesus responded immediately with grace and assurance. "Today you will be with me in paradise." Luke 23:42-43. These were not perfect people. They were hurting, doubting, desperate people. But they were heard. So if you ever feel like no one is listening, remember this: the Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. Psalm 145:18. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Matthew 7:7. You are not praying into emptiness. You are being heard by the one who made you. He listens, not just as God, but as Father. He may not answer the way you expect, but he always responds in love, in wisdom, and in perfect timing. Even when the world feels silent, he is near. He is listening. He hears you. So rest in that truth today. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And your voice has never gone unheard.